Good afternoon, YouTube. This is James from JRodPhotoArt. Getting ready to do a camera tear apart here. Give it a minute here and see if anybody wants to join. So, got a new camera setup here. Well, same camera setup, but different angle here. Got a bar coming across. So what we're looking at here is the remains of a Nikon D70. There's the LCD screen, top screen, 6 megapixel camera, made by Nikon. This is a Nikon D70 right here from my last video. Let's see if anybody wants to join today. Got the camera here. Lighting's a little messed up on my bald head here, but that's okay. Let's do a little check. Check YouTube. I am published live. We've got one watching. That is awesome. Let's see here. Go back to DX. And I don't know if that registers as me watching, but it's Sunday afternoon. I'm not watching football, but we've got a lot of parts here. Let's try the text. Text is working. Hello, good afternoon. So once again, this here is a Nikon D70, the main parts. This looks like a mother power supply here. This right here might be the main processing chip. It says Nikon Japan E111B0417, a Z83. That might be the main processor. This looks like memory. I like the flange. This is where the camera lens mounts. This is cool. 6 megapixel picture. 6 megapixel sensor. Controller board. Alright, I've got my tools. I've got the computer running here. We are live. Hello, YouTube. We'll see if anybody joins us today. So, the dilemma is, do we take a look at this guy? Or do we take a look at one of these? We've got a pile of cameras here. What do you think, YouTube? Anybody watching? These are Nikon D70s. It's a slight upgrade to the Nikon D70. DX, SLR, DSLR. I did the D70 already, so I'm thinking we need to do this big camera here. This is somewhat interesting. This is a $5,000 camera. Came out in 1999. 5 megapixel effective DSLR. Now what I've been told is, this is definitely missing parts. What I've been told is, this is actually the old, is it the F5 or F6 body they took and converted it to digital? Of course, I bought this camera on eBay. As is, not working. This camera actually turns on with a fresh battery, but it's missing a lot of parts. I was able to get a picture. The screen really messes up through the viewfinder, the EVF. But it's dead. It will. I was able to get a picture. I was able to have it release the shutter. Let's see here. but it's hosed. The inside, the lights flicker, they flash, they go all over the place. It's missing parts all over. The door here, it's missing the button. I put a memory card in here, but it got jammed in there. I had to wiggle it out with a pair of pliers. I think this is going to be our patient today. Alright, we're going to shove aside the D70 guts. This is what we're going to do. Happy Sunday. Hello, YouTube. Alright, we're going to make a pile of parts right here. I have not done any research as to how to take this apart, but good old Nikon F-mount there. We'll see if anybody joins us today. I've got the dual camera here. I'm using OBS software, YouTube Live. Actually works really well with two cameras. I find it better to use webcams instead of on full feature cams. I'm on a good laptop. Alright, what do you think? Let's see. The top. Not many screws on top. This should be fun. I want to see what's inside this camera. Screws. I'm just going to go at this blind and take it apart. That's what it's all about. Are we ready? Got some tools here. I'm going to start taking this thing apart. Got a top-down camera view here. I need a... Let's grab a piece bucket here. Little pan here for the all the parts. What's going on over here? There we go. If anyone's around today, we're just going to fill this guy up with screws and parts. Little magnetic catch-all here. Alright, so we're calling this a Nikon D1X take apart. We're just going to go out of here, guys. Let's go have some fun. Let's go see what's inside a $5,000 Nikon camera. It's okay. This thing, I am sure this camera has taken some beautiful pictures. It's end of life. It's done its job. I'm just going to start pulling screws apart. I think the lighting's better here. The top-down camera. We've got all kinds of screws. We're just going to start taking screws apart. I would love to see something inside this camera related to film. That's why I did some research. Oh yeah, he's on there. I did do some research, and I was told that, you know, Nikon initially took the F-mount bodies. Hopefully I don't strip this. And I did, didn't I? That's not good. This is the mount here. Yeah, this one actually doesn't matter. If we're looking inside here, those screws don't matter. We're going to skip those because they really don't hold on to anything. I'm just going to start taking stuff apart. As usual, I'm going blind. Let's see what's inside a camera here. Hello. I'm just going to start hitting every one of these screws and see what comes apart. It's interesting though, $5,000 camera. Here we go. Let's see. Screw, screw. That's how you would hold him. Let's change this up. This one might prove to be more difficult to open up. It is built like a tank. I mean, it's a professional body camera. I'm not going to worry about these screws. This one might be hard to take apart. I might have to I might have to actually pry some of this grips off. Look at that. There's a little door. What is this for? There's essentially nothing on here. That's interesting. So how would you repair this, and how would you get inside it? Yeah, good grief. How do you get... Do I have to pull apart these rubber pieces? Well, no one ever wants to intentionally tear these apart, but we're going to do it. Yeah, this is it. There's screws under here. There we go. We're going to pull this off, guys. Look at that. Let's see what's inside a Nikon. Oops. Definitely filled with screws. Let's try a flathead in here. Probably not as fun as watching a football game, but we're taking this bad boy apart. It's getting sticky. Yeah, we got lots of screws here. All right, this stuff we're going to get rid of. Look at that. We're definitely getting into some screws now. Super sticky. But this comes apart. Let's see. 1999, so this is about 23 years old. I think it was September. September of 99 this camera came out. Well, the D1 did. This was shortly after. Throw that stuff out. Yeah, we got all kinds of stuff here. I'm just going to dig in some more. Hopefully, I'd like to see the titanium alloy body in here. That would be slick. Save that as a souvenir, as a desktop. Something to put on your desk. And lots of screws, lots of screws. We're just going to start. Oh, here's this. Looks like this will keep the top on. This might take a while. There are a lot of screws on this guy. I'm sure this top's going to come off. Yeah, look at that. We'll keep revealing screws in here. Definitely nice to see the sensor, see the shutter. Keep coming around. Let's just keep pulling pieces apart here. And my hands are tying up some stuff here, but I'm a little bit longer. Let's keep going here. It's actually good to have a fingernail here. Comes out. He's not free yet. That's okay. We're just going to keep taking this thing down. Let's see here. Japanese engineering at its finest. Good old Nikon. Let's see. We're going to keep going. Let's pull this front off. You see a screw? We're going to take it off. This one's tight. This is where it pays to have good tools with very hard. There we go. It's actually hard on your hands. This thing is built like a tank. There we go. There's the F-mount, the famous F-mount. Starting to get some pieces here. Oh yeah, that shutter is damaged. I can see some dents in it. I don't know if you can see that. Alright, we're just going to keep going. This might take a while, but I don't know, we're running through this pretty quick. There we go. I really want to see the chassis. Is it can I pull it all apart and will there be a chassis? A souvenir chassis. That's what I'm kind of looking forward to. That would make a nice little tabletop discussion piece. The screws in here, let's see, covered up with this goo. Hopefully this camera's set up here. You guys can see fine. Not sure anybody's watching. Let's do a quick check. Anybody watching today? You know, having fun on a Sunday afternoon. There might be one person watching. I don't know if that's does that register as me? If you're watching, please give me a little text saying in the chat, hey, who's watching? We're just gonna keep going. Let's see what's inside a Nikon D1X. This is a $5,000 camera back in 1999. That's a lot of money, guys. I've got the chat screen here. I don't see anybody. I don't know if anyone's available. I have yet to get inside this thing. Got a few screws going. We've got more here hiding behind the glue. I think this is a Craftsman. Yeah, Craftsman screwdriver. This is a really good set. Multi-tool. Phillips head set on the head on the front of this is really strong. I have yet this thing over here. These tools are cheap. These are see, Craftsman, but it's still not as good as this particular one. Probably carbide. Really hard. Hello, Timothy Brown. Thank you. Thank you, Timothy. We are taking apart. I am taking apart. Look at this. This is a Nikon D1X. $5,000 camera back in 1999. Thank you for watching, Timothy. That's great. I'm getting inside this thing. I'm going to keep all the cool parts. Trying to get in here and see what makes a Nikon tick. I know. Let's see. A lot of tiny screws. Hopefully this camera, does this camera angle look okay? Timothy, does this, I'm using two webcams here. Look at this. I pulled all the rubber off the front of this thing. This was a messed up Nikon D1X. We're going to keep out of here. I've yet to pull apart. Yeah, look at this. This is some goo in there. We'll throw that out. I've yet to pull apart a major piece here. I'm looking for screws. I mean, how would you repair this? This thing has so many screws. We'll get in here some more. Great, Timothy. Thank you for the feedback. I'm just using a couple. I've got the laptop webcam, and I've got a webcam over top here, Logitech. I think figured better was shooting straight down. Like I said, this is it's hard to believe, a $5,000 camera, and here we are. We're just gutting it. I'm going into this blind. And Tim, does the sound okay? The sound coming through okay? I'm not a YouTube expert, but got the standard mic on the camera. Little baby screws. Thanks for watching, Tim. It's always good to have someone hang out with me today. Exactly, $4,000 worth of screws. There's a lot of screws on here. I'm really excited. I really want to see. I hope there's. I thought there was some sort of. Yeah, thanks, Tim. Isn't there a chassis in here? What I was told is there's remnants of film cameras in here, meaning the old F bodies. Maybe the F4, F5. This is fun. It's just fun. Let's see. I want to see inside this thing. I've yet to. So many screws. The top is on there. It's a little loose, but there's something. Something is hanging on. Like I said, this camera actually powered on. I put a decent battery in here. All right, let's go in here maybe. It's missing parts all over. I don't know if this was a... I have no idea what this camera used to do. What was his job? Was he a AP photographer? Remember, when digital first came out, the sports guys, the action guys, the news guys, they could grab pictures and get them to the publisher ASAP, right away. Oh, there we go. Not too concerned about the door. We'll just chuck him. I'm just going to keep going. Look at all these screws. These are all, I got a few screws in there so far. Probably 20. That's a tiny one. I'm just going to keep at it, guys. I'm just going to dig in here. I want to see inside this camera. Like I said, let me show you what a Nikon D70 looks like. These are the parts from a Nikon D70. I saved the main stuff. So I've got a bunch of D70S's. We'll pull apart a couple of those. There's some goo on there. Okay, let's keep going. There's gotta be, I don't see any. I don't want to break it too much. I mean, how would they put it back? It has to go together in a certain way. These don't matter because looking in here, screws. There's some screw in here, covered behind the glue. Grab this guy. I'm sure a Nikon guy that built this thing could take it apart in 5 minutes, but let's get under this guy. There's a plate here. There we go. Might be the key screw to start. Oh, look at that. What is that? A shutter motor, maybe? Some of these parts I can get rid of. I'm hoping there's a big frame in here, but we'll see. Keep seeing screws. This looks like a top lid screw. There we go. Something's loose. I don't want to jam it open or break it too much, but not that it matters. The top is a little loose on this side. This all looks... Ah, here we go. Right underneath. Right underneath here. He could be getting somewhere. Yeah, this is neat, Timothy. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me on a Sunday afternoon. We're going to get inside this. Oh, this little plastic piece looks like it's just sitting there. Okay, we'll keep going. Pull this guy out. Center this up here. I bet the top of this camera is going to come apart real soon here. If you guys, Tim, if you want to try this, I have 4 D70s sitting here. There's 4 of them. This is fun. If you got a nice set of Phillips, let me know, Tim. Send me an email. I'll send you one. You can take one apart. Hello, Amar. They are surely not built like they used to be. This is great to watch. I've always been interested in what is inside. Yeah, Amar, how you doing, buddy? Thanks for joining. Thought I'd do a Sunday afternoon here. I've got this D1X. Look at this. I'm getting inside it. This is a $5,000 camera in 1999. I'm trying to get inside this bad boy. There's the mirror. You see the mirror? The shutter in here has definitely got some wear and tear. There's some damage in there. I don't know if you can see that. Look at that. I don't know what happened if someone stuck their finger in there, but that shutter does not look good. There's even some goo on there. I don't know if that was from me. So we are trying. Oh, look at this. Here we go. I see some more screws over here. This is going to get the top off of this thing. You're right, Amar. Isn't that crazy, Amar? This is a This is a crop sensor camera, right? 5 megapixel effective. I think the D1 was a 5 megapixel camera, but they only used like 2 point something of the sensor, and then they realized they could figure out how to do more of it. So let's see here. We're gonna get this top off. Let's see if something's under here. Nope. There's a lot of goo. I think this front plate's got to come off. And then we're gonna try to. Let's see. Screw, sensor. I'm gonna have to ruin it. Look at that. It's glued in. Oh, that didn't break out, but there we go. Nikon was 6 years behind Canon to go for full frame, and they really went to full frame with the D3 is their first full frame offering. You're right, Amar. A lot of plastic. I'm gonna chuck that. Oh, look at that. That's what I'm looking for. Look at that camera body. It's inside there. You think that's titanium? Ah, there's a screw. Got it. This whole front's going to come off, and I think the top is going to come off. Let's see. Well, it doesn't matter if I break it, does it? But all the new box in the Nikon cam know a lot more, or truly believe that DX cameras are not as important. Yeah. Oh man, I think it's this glue in here. Let me get this glue out of here. I mean, this was a DX camera and it revolutionized, right? This front has got to come off. Oh, there we go. Sorry, Nikon, I just broke you, but that's okay. A titanium shutter, you think, Amar? Let's take a look. I mean, it's got like an off-white. If you can see that. We're going to get inside this thing. We're going to find it. Okay. I need to get this front plate off. Yeah, there's some glue. There goes a button. Bye-bye button. Something is holding him on. I'm going to... There we go. Sorry, guys. It must have been... Look at that. There's the front of this thing. A whole bunch of contacts up in here. Look at that. This is what $5,000 of Japanese engineering looks like. And they released a camera that it had something, either titanium or another rare element, which was very expensive. I'm sure. Can you imagine 1999? $5,000 for a camera? That's a chunk of change. I mean, here's I've got some metal in here. It feels... Is that what titanium feels like? It's almost plasticky. Let's keep going. I'm going to get inside this bad boy. Yeah, brands are brands, right, Tim? Yeah, it doesn't matter. Cameras are cameras, right? Let's go have fun. There's a lot of screws in here. Let's see. I paid $8,000 for the Canon 1DS, which was the first full frame and back. That is a ton of cash, Amar. Back in 2000, what'd you say? 2002? Amar, if you call my cell phone, will that come through? You can join if you want. Look at this. We got a little part here. I don't have the streaming software to allow people to join in. Maybe I'll do that as I... Let's see. I'm sorry, I'm going to yank you out of here. Oh, there's more parts. That was just glued on. Yeah, this is... Look at that. This is hard. This is like... Is that... I don't know if these... was announced in 2002 when the bodies were actually available to buy. Yeah, true, having fun is what it's all about. You're right, Tim. Well, when it's cold outside, you know, I actually got out and took pictures this morning, which is great. But you know, when winter comes around, there's other things you can do, like buy some cameras off of eBay and share it with friends. There's a serial number, some contacts. Let's see if we can get this out of here. Yikes. Oop. Yeah, I don't want to break it too much. Well, it doesn't matter if I break it. Here goes. Look at this. This right here is the infamous F-mount. I should keep this piece. There it is. That's the... I'm staring at 6 1D bodies right now. Here's the contacts. Look at that. Those are the contacts, along with the, what I do with the ring. What did I do with the ring? Okay, what did I do with the lens mount? It's around here somewhere. Alright, let's keep going. I don't know. Yeah, there's some big screws here. Yeah, this is very loose. This whole front plate's going to come off. I think this top plate's got to come off. Screw, screw. Up. This has got to come off. There's probably a screw behind here. Sorry, Nikon. Oh, look at that. Diopter, right? This is the diopter button. There's a screw. Amar, I'm staring at 6 D1 bodies right now. Is that the old ones? Are they on eBay? Are they junk? The Raptor button does not like to come out. That's all right. This thing's going to tear down real quick as soon as I get this top off. Ah, I see a screw right in here. Coming apart. Titanium's not cheap, right, guys? There we go. Look at that. Oh, this whole thing's coming apart. Something over here doesn't like me. This thing has got to come apart. This back plate. Well, I hate to force it. Ah, look at that. There is a pressure seal here. Let's see. Up. Snaps in. We're going to get a flat out under here. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, man, this whole thing's going to... Oh, look at that. Yeah, this was sealed and glued in. Here we go, guys. This is... Yeah, the screws, you cannot do without screws. Look at this. Here we go, guys. This whole top's coming off. Let's see what's inside the top end. Look at this. Oh, my gosh. Look at this, guys. The top is off. This $5,000 camera. I'm filling up the trash can here. We're going to look at all these ribbon cables. Look at this thing. It's like C3PO, right? Alright, instead of cutting it, I will be nice and try to pull these apart. So there was screws, but it was definitely put in there with pressure points, maybe a little glue. There we go. Boom. The top is off. Look at that. We've got tons of stuff in here. Haha, the lens mount. What did I do with the lens? Oh, here, I threw it back over here. It's over here in the D70 pile. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 screws on a $5,000 camera. Anything to save in here? Some buttons. This piece, there it goes. It folds down. Yeah, it's gone. Let's keep going. Look at this. Look at all the parts. I gotta look at this. This is awesome. We got more screws. Just hang with me here. I'll just keep pulling screws off. Amar, am I gonna see a Sony chip in here? The Nikon D70 certainly had a Sony chip in it, but you know, chips are chips. You can't build an entire computer by yourself. You gotta have... Oh, this is spring-loaded. Why is that spring-loaded? I'm sorry if my hands get in the way here. Pull this off. I hear you, Amar. Let's see. There might be some, maybe there's some Kodak parts in here. Look at this. This is weird. Why would it be spring-loaded, internally mounted printed circuit board in here? These little, oh my gosh, look at these little ribbon cables. You can pull these apart with a, where's the flathead? Wow, this thing is just layered with all these connectors. Screws, more screws. Yeah, machine screws. Build a bunch of machine screws, like 1 millimeter size. You will be rich. And these kind of cameras are getting banged around. Yeah. I hear you, Mar. Look at this. This is a mess. It might be glued in here. Look at that. This thing's loose already. Let's keep going. A top-mounted LCD screen. I really want to take this thing all the way down to the frame. Just have a frame left. Then there's a little keepsake. Maybe the sensor. I want to take a look at that shutter. It is a work of art to get so many tiny, tiny, minuscule pieces. Engineering at its finest, right? Ooh, that screw's gone. That's a vacuum food there. That one. Mirrorless cameras do not require the same level of skill as these cameras. Good hands being so cheap. Yeah, mirrorless doesn't have this whole thing, right? This whole box right here. Look at these moving parts. I don't know what's under here. Oh, look at that. There's the little baby mirror in there that folds up. That's neat. See that? There's a mirror underneath this thing. That's got to be for the viewfinder. That was not on the other cameras. I don't know if you can see that coming through. That's neat. Well, mirrorless means all this is gone, and the plane is way behind there. Mirrorless, the plane's way up here, right? Oh, that's the focusing mechanism? Oh, this camera's beyond repair. You know that? Hey, can you fix it for me? Yeah, there's a body in here. Look at this. This is neat. Get all the plastic off, clean it up. Hopefully I've got a... All right, let's keep going here. There we go. Tape. There we go. Oh, there's a chip under there. Wow, this is just a nightmare of cables. That's how it used to know where exactly the position of lemons based on what you saw through that piece that comes down. Exactly, Amar. This is neat. Can I get some of this? There we go. This part's not coming off. Wow, this ribbon here is everywhere. Wow, the whole front of this is, look at that, the whole front of the whole box is going to come out. Makes you wonder, how do you repair this stuff? Is it worth repairing when it's this Oh my gosh, this is nuts, right? You know what? We're gonna bring out the snippers. Sorry, Nikon. Which wire? The pink or the black? How about both? The green. Whole set down here. It's amazing. There's wires in here. Wow. This whole thing is just tied together. These little baby mirrors up here. These little mirrors on the very top. That's interesting. Alright, this whole thing's got to come out. Sometimes the tape holds the things together in place. Get all this off, this thing will come apart pretty quick, I'm sure. Well, you know what? I think we're going to start cutting. Boom. Parts here, more wires. Get this out of here. You know what? I'm going to cut him. There it goes. Protective tape. He is buried down inside. You know what? We're going to cut it. Sorry, Nikon. Look at that. Big board there. I'll save him for the scrap pile. Let's do a little clean house here. Okay. A lot of glue in here. So IC chip right there, glued on. Even right here. Big, huge NEC. There you go. NEC Japan. NEC 70FS. Nope. Of course, NEC, big semiconductor company. Let's get him out of here. Glued. There it goes. We'll save some of the parts. Okay, let's keep going. Screws. This whole top of the camera should be coming apart. Yeah, how would you repair this? This is, you know, at some point they have to say it's not worth being repaired, right? There's just too many parts. Oh boy, that one feels like it's going to come the whole thing off. Look at that. Oh, there we go. This is the, look at that. Oh, we got more parts coming apart. The viewfinder, right? That's kind of a neat part. More screws, more parts, more little washers coming out of here. There's a prism in there, right? It's an optical viewfinder. Let's see how well this thing can focus, right? Okay, Mr. Nikon, you're getting down to the wire here. Let's see. Yeah, take my Z9 apart. Maybe in 20 years. That would be interesting. The Z9 would be... Oh, look at that. Uh-oh, we're getting somewhere now. Look at this, guys. There's the whole... There's the... Look at that. There's the whole box, right? Wow, look how intricate these are. That is cool. That whole thing essentially came out. Look at it. Click, 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 click. There's your sound, Amar. That's cool. Still, tons of parts in here. NEC chips. Wow, look at the gears. It's like a watch. The springs. I don't know if that can focus that far. Alright, we'll add that to the pile. Wow, we're getting down to it. See? A lot lighter. This thing has to come down to the... Let's keep going. That might be a hex head. Yep. More parts. More parts are gonna get the crimps. Parts. More parts. Let me change my shutter speed here. Still changing. Notifications, turn notifications off. Alright. We've got more screws. Yeah, that 1D body is even bigger than this. That is a big camera. Okay, I'm getting goo on me here. Some grease, maybe. Yeah, there's gonna be this frame on the inside. Piece here. There we go, guys. I'm changing the shutter speed. Woohoo! Okay. What is this, you think? Is that the motor? Now, this is what I was talking about earlier. What's this hole for? You think that's where film used to go? Down in here, maybe? Inside this piece of... That's hard to say. He's gone. More parts. Alright, we're getting there. This whole back has got to come apart, doesn't it? Thanks for hanging out with me. I'm sure it would... I know, it's amazing. Technology. Look how tiny this is. Can you see? Well, I don't know what all this... This is probably the shutter control, right? Look at all this. I don't know if I can get close. They make this whole mechanism here. Look at that. It's probably all the shutter mechanism. Yeah, heat dissipate. I agree, Amar. You know, electronics, they warm up. Electronics are flowing. The heat has to go somewhere, transfer some energy. Let's see. Now there's all, look at that. Little coils. Probably build up some sort of field. Yep. We're getting ready to pull the shutter off of here, and behind this shutter is going to be the sensor, correct? 5. There's a spring stuck in here. Some of these screws look like Torx heads. I'm going to get some new tools out. Let's see. Look at all these screws. Bunches of screws. We pull this shutter off, right? We're going to see the sensor buried behind the chassis and the shutter. Uh-oh, here we go, guys. Here comes the reveal. Let's see where the heart of this Nikon is. Boom. There's the shutter. There's the 5 megapixel sensor hiding behind all that. Look how small that is. Amar, that is not full frame. Oh, there must be $4,500 worth of screws. You're right. Look at this. Now, if I touch this, it's probably going to fall apart, right? Probably nothing on here I can... That's called a shutter. Look at my hands. That's kind of neat. There's something in here that activates that. All these... Wow. I'm sure it was... You know, I don't know how fast the D1X would run that shutter. 3,000 maybe? 4,000? 5,000? 32,000? Look at that. Look how big this camera is. This is a huge camera. This is a 6 megapixel D70. There's a 5 megapixel D1X. There's some tape in here. Let me see what else I can pull apart here. Let's just keep going. This titanium body is what I want to take every single piece off of it and see what a Nikon camera starts with. Because you got to start with something, right? You need a body. You got to put everything on it. Pull every screw off of here. Something's going to come apart. Click, 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 click. Compact flash. Wow, where'd all this camera go? You're right. This a lot of glue, 3-year-old glue. This whole bottom piece has got to come off, the batteries. Oh, look at this. I'm just going to pull it off. Maybe. It wants to come out. Some glue in there. something holding the bottom of this together. Maybe it's in the back. Ah, maybe it's over here. Maybe I missed a screw. Nope. We're gonna have this chassis left. That's what I want, is a piece of something to keep. Yeah, there's a bunch of glue in here. Hate to pry, but what are you gonna do? It's definitely not. Probably some boards. Something's holding it together. I'm running out of screws. Let's see here. There's a big piece of tape here. Those look like I have to have some hex heads. Torx. These guys might come in from the back. Pull this tape off. There's some tape in here, but these, I'm thinking these screws might be captive from the back. They don't look like hex or even Allen. Yeah, these, oh, you know what these are? These are nuts. And they're screws from the back end. That's what it is. They're nuts built into the chassis, so we're going to have to get to the back of this. This does feel loose. Oh, look at it. Okay. Oh, look at this. This whole thing just fell apart. There we go, guys. Look at that. There's the back end of this thing. Look at all the space in here. What do you want to bet? All this would hold a roll of film. This chassis. I betcha. Boom. I'll pull this out. Alright guys, let's get in here. There's got to be, look at this, more screws. I want to see that sensor. We're getting down to the wire here, guys. This is cool. This is, oh, look at this. Let's do, there's a plate here. Making a mess. I got 4 big screws that's going to hold that sensor in. Look at this. This, I bet you that's titanium. All right, let's do it. We're going to pull this sensor plate off. Did I just strip that screw? Oh crap. I've got some Loctite on here. All right, that one came free. I might have to get out the drill. That one snapped. Oh, here's the plate. I might have stripped my first screw, guys. Okay, let's see what the circuit board says behind a Nikon D1X. Nikon Japan. Nothing revealing there. Well, that could be a heat sink. If we can see that. Come on, I probably need a better camera. Right here, Nikon Japan. Okay, we're going to pull this board apart. That's a ferrite cube there. Yikes. A screw on there. I might have damaged this screw over here. Let's see. I might have two strip screws. Got something with a bigger bite. That's not good. These are some very tight Phillips heads. Ah, got that one. That took everything to get him out, but I think this one is stripped. Yeah, he's done. That one's going to take a Milwaukee screwdriver in it. All right, let's go like this. How long have we been going? An hour and 8 minutes to get inside a D1X camera. This is probably going to go like this. That's the board connecting it. If I want to get this off of here, we're going to require some there's the whole memory card. A lot of room in here. Look at all that room. A lot of room inside this. Like I said, this was probably the same chassis as the F body. Look at all this room over here. Plenty of room. More screws. If we want this sensor out of here, this whole thing is holding on. There's got to be some more parts in here. Oh, look at that. See, yeah, made in Japan. More made in Japan. We know that. Maybe they brought this in from the bottom. Well, we're going to play the snip game here. Snip. That's actually a big connector. This whole thing's kind of floating, probably attached to the bottom. The whole thing probably comes out the bottom. We'll snip what we can. Okay. Alright guys, hold that thought. I'll be right back. We are going to need a mechanical advantage here to pull that out. Unfortunately, let's go a little smaller. Let's go real small. This could be interesting. Yeah, let's take a Milwaukee to a Nikon D1X. We're going to get him out of there. Yep. That'll do the trick any day. I need some better pliers here. I've never taken a drill to a camera. Thank you, Mr. Milwaukee. Alright, we've got sensor plate coming out. Look at that, there it is. First, we've got a big old fingerprint on there. Where'd he go? There it is. There is the Nikon. I'm going to touch the front. Oh well. It's all messed up. Let's go like this. We'll save him as a souvenir. It's not scratched. It looks good. That is the 5 megapixel D1X sensor. What does this say inside there? It's really hard to tell from here. CCD, Nikon Japan. Alright, that's a definitely keeper in the pile. Alright. Alright, if I could get this down to just the frame, that's what I want. Pull all this off of here. Let's go a little bit more before we call it quits. I want to get this bottom off. That Nikon USA. Where'd that come from? I'm sure there's a manual on how to take this apart. That definitely had to come off. There's got to be a screw in here. There's going to be screws on the floor. Something is sticking in here. I don't want to cut my hands either. Something is gooing in here. Let me see. Minuscule little baby screw. That ain't it. Circuit boards. Yeah, this whole circuit board is... This whole thing probably drops out of here. Ah! Glue! That was fun. Nothing really interesting in there. That's heavy though. That's a heavy piece of plastic. Bye-bye. We're getting down to it now. Not much of this camera left. I want to get down to the chassis. Then I can post a what is it picture. Oh, that's a chassis to a camera. Let's see. Oh. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys. Let's see. This thing here's got to come out. This whole thing probably comes out. Yeah. Nothing holding him in. This looks like memory. I see the screw. I see the screw. It was probably holding the whole inside together. Nice transistor there. Big transistor. More parts. Nikon. Japan. Put him in the pile. We're getting down to the wire here. Look at this. More stuff. There's more glue. Don't mind cutting all this. Sorry, ribbon cables. More ribbon cables. Yeah, this whole thing drops out of here. I'm sure it went together that way. The memory card. Boom. Circuit board. Memory card. Pop him off. These ribbon cables. See, look at that. Malaysia. Hynix. They make hard drives, don't they? Hynix. Elpida. That's probably memory. Hynix memory. Analog devices. A to D converter, maybe. There's a big Nikon chip. Okay, what do you think? This is the brain right here. Nikon E1-110. All right, let's go back to the D70. This is the fun stuff I like to look at. Look at this. Here's the D70. Nikon E1-118. This is the Nikon E1-110. That has got to be the heart of the camera right there. Now they're all the way up to the X-Speed 7. I bet you that is the CPU of this camera. That is cool. Right near the memory. This looks like a power supply, transistor, capacitors. We'll put him in the pile. Okay. Wow. Oh, we got... All right, we're going to try to wrap this up. I want to get down to the chassis. Call it chassis. Maybe I can boil it and get all the glue off. T-Mid. Hello, T-Mid. How are you? Thank you for joining in. Look at this. This is what's left of a D1X $5,000 camera back in 1999. I've got it down to the titanium alloy chassis. All the way down. I'll show the whole pile of parts here in a minute. Little keepsake here. Amar, I did not see any Sony chips in this one. Well, other chips. There's other manufacturer chips in here. I mean, come on, why not? Oh, look at this. We're going to pull this. There's the power supply. There we go, guys. This is what's inside. Oh, man, I'm going to vacuum this up. That is the power supply. D1X. Nikon D1X. Keep going here. We were all 1999. You're right. I don't know, it's something fun to do. I know I'm not watching football. I'm not big of a sports fan, but I love electronics. I was an electronics technician in the Navy. Used to do this for a living. Taking stuff, building stuff. I bought this camera and all these D70Ss for like 30 bucks delivered. And look at this, I got me some entertainment here. We'll keep all the big circuit boards. I've been going for an hour and 22 minutes. Thank you guys for hanging out. Lots of screws. We're going to get this board out of here in a second. Look at that. There's another one behind it. You want to see inside a Nikon D1X? We're getting down to it. Real quick. Here's the pile of parts. Push that back in. I want just the body. I want just this titanium body. That's what I want to see. And what I'm told is, see, look at this. This right here was probably from film. This whole canister here, I bet you, look at this. This is opening up. I was told that the D1, D1X, D1H is from a film camera. We're almost there. We're going to get all this out of here. We've got some standoffs. Might need a bigger pair of pliers. Let's get a drink of water. Let's try these standoffs. I know there's probably a better tool for doing standoffs, but a little nut driver would be helpful. Printed circuit board standoff. But I'm not looking to put this one back together. Teammate, I love your last videos, man. That Morocco stuff was absolutely amazing. I love it. And Amar, we got to go to the dam again. If you're still around, teammate, you got to go with us one day. Just go up there and see some nature. There we go. Another standoff. We're getting to it here. I know it's not the best tool for the right job, but if I was putting this back together again, I would most certainly use some nut drivers here, which I know I have nut drivers. But we're getting down to the chassis here. I got one more in here. I don't know what this control board is. Maybe this is some of the brains of it. I see NEC chips. This is underneath the power supply. You see, oh, this camera. Sorry about the camera angle here. I'm using the OBS software. Amazing free software for this live stream. That is wonderful stuff. Did I just bend that? I might have just bent that. Standoff. There we go. Okay, here we go. Boom. Look at that, a Nikon, there's an EL10601 NEC capacitor, more brains of the system here. Let's clean this up a little bit. Maybe some good macro photography here inside of a Nikon camera. Look at that. All right, we've almost got it here. A little bit over here we got to get out. We got some glue in here. Every little thing should come off of this chassis. I mean, chassis is like anything else. That's where everything starts with, right? More parts, more screws. I don't know how they put some of this in here. Oh, here we go. This right here is going to pull this off. There we go. We're going to take everything off of this chassis. It's at this point, right, there we go. Boom. Look at that. There's their little menu system. I'll keep that piece. We got more ribbons. They're gone. We got a board over here we got to get out. Aha. We're almost to the end of it here, guys. I'm going to take all the plastic off of this chassis. And then boom, we're going to have a Nikon D1X. I mean, is this still plastic on here? Yeah, there's some more plastic on here. No? Or is it just paint? That must be paint. Alright, this stuff's got to come out, guys. Let's not hurt my fingers. There's a little tiny battery in here. Memory battery, CMOS memory battery. This one is not repairable, guys. This one is done. We're getting down to the wire here. Yep. I know I keep moving this close to me. The camera's a little bit up. Wow, this is like a couple ounces. That's it. Alright, this board's got to come out. Nikon, this is the... One more board in here. Something's holding him on. There's a screw. There is a screw down inside here. I don't know how I'm going to get to it. Aha! He's way down in here. 1 second. Nope. 2 screws. He is good. Might be this glue. This little guy is glued on here. There's a screw on the other side here that I cannot get to. Will he come out this way? Ah! Found it. He's in here. There we go. Boom. There's got to be some glue in here. Down and out. There it is. What's that? The power? Was that the oh, millimeter plug in there? Okay, guys, we're down. No, we're almost got it. We got a little bit here. Pull this guy out. There it is. Ah, there are screws all over the place. He's not worth saving. Wow. I think the rest of this is paint. Look at that. This is what I wanted. Look at that, guys. This is a Nikon D1X. This is why it's so tough. It's so light. I've got everything off of this. Look at that. AF on. We did it. I got my one screw here I got stripped. That's it, guys. This is the 1DX. This has got to be titanium. Look how light this is. It's like a couple ounces at the most. I made a mess. There's a bunch of tools. All right. Oh, let's not damage the sensor too much. It's got a screen on the front of it, but oh well. This sensor won't live again, but except 5 megapixel. Here's the 6 megapixel. Look at this. The 6 megapixel is barely bigger than this is the D70, and here's the D1X. Boom. Alright, so an hour and 32 minutes. I've made a pile of parts. This is the Nikon D1X. Tim, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Thank you so much. Any questions, throw them in the chat. Here's the reader, memory, Malaysia, Linux, analog devices. This is it. Look at this. This is what $5,000 in 1990. This, I can't believe, this is what I wanted. You're not going to get this chassis out of here, out of a D70S. This is all plastic. There's a plastic box inside here. But over here, this is why it's a pro body. It's titanium. Everything's protected inside here. But I tell you what, look at this. Look how big this is. I guarantee, oh, there's a little piece. I guarantee you a roll of film went in here, right? Film, boom, from a D, like an F, maybe an F5 or something. I'm definitely keeping this piece. I don't know about all this. Maybe the sensor. And a couple things in here. This weighs, look at this. This is the top of the camera, which weighs about as much as the whole frame of the camera. There's just nothing to this. This is amazing. Viewfinder, this is heavier. This viewfinder is heavier than the frame. There's probably a big piece of glass in here. The prism. Yeah, I can see inside there. That is neat. Look at that. The prism. That's probably an expensive piece. You're right, Tim. Look at that. I read that somewhere that they, you know, Nikon needed to do something, and they took the original parts. Maybe I'll find an old F body and pull it apart. You know, there's no. Is there any serial numbers on here? I don't see any serial numbers that identifies this. There's some sort of code, 0302, some sort of boxes in here. Maybe that was some sort of code. But I don't see anything in here that says what this is. Nothing in here. Whew. Time for a break. Thanks for hanging out, Tim. This has been wonderful. Hope you guys enjoy your Sunday. There's my pile of stuff. This is a Logitech webcam. I think it did pretty good. Take another peek here. Look at that. There's the mirror. Mirror mechanism. There's the noise the camera makes when it's firing away. NEC. Look at all these. Oh my gosh, it's so intricate in here. I don't know if I can see that. All these mechanisms and springs and gears and shutters and everything to move that shutter. That is pretty cool. Okay. I will maybe next weekend or so forth, we'll pull one more of these apart. This is a D70S. Pull one of these apart. So anybody watching this video, if you want a D70S to pull apart, I've got, look at this. I got bunches. If you want one of these to play with, all you need is a Phillips head screwdriver and a little fun and patience. dig inside there and grab that sensor out of there. Oh, yep, there's the little plane. I'll clean up. Okay, guys. Thank you, YouTube. Thank you, Tim. Saw you, Amar, T-Mid. Thank you, everybody. This is James from JRodPhotoArt. Tim Brown, thanks. Same to you. Have a good rest of your day. Amazing what was happening. Yeah, 20 years ago. Almost 23 years ago, right? Nikon flagship D1X body. This is neat. This is exactly what I wanted. I wanted this titanium chassis. Look at that. That is cool. That is neat stuff. I mean, I'm telling you, it feels like aluminum. It feels like it's plastic. It weighs like an ounce or two. Nothing to it. And they put everything inside this thing. They start with this and they build a camera. That's fun stuff. Okay, guys, thanks for hanging out with me. This has been fun. Sunday afternoon. It's after 4. Have a great weekend. Have a great week. Have a happy holiday. We will see you next.